Hi everybody, I'm Trish Christ. In this episode of Our Nashville, NECAT and our super crew of teenagers spend some time with the Barbershop Harmony Society. CEO and Executive Director Marty Munson and his team are going to show and tell us all the cool things they do in our community.
Welcome everybody to Harmony Hall, where we support a global group of singers all around the world supporting harmony and singing harmony.
Okay.
Come and take a look.
Okay.
We'll love to have you show you around.
It's our Nashville.
It's our Nashville.
ناشفيل بتاعتنا.
It's our Nashville.
It's our Nashville.
We all know how to talk about our organization during meetings, but what about the chance encounter of a lifetime? You never know who may share your next elevator, notice your logo on a notebook or a tote bag, and ask what you do. What's the clearest, most persuasive thing you can say in a short elevator ride?
We are an organization that aspires to encourage lifelong singing and the joy of singing that we all need. And we take ownership to encourage that. We happen to do it in the barbershop style. I've heard about that, but if you haven't heard about that, I can teach you a tag right now. Especially if it's a singer in this community, they probably say, okay, let's do it, you know, kind of thing. You know, we aspire to that lifelong singing and to encourage, you know, singing as an activity that you can do to find a place that, with all the other challenges in the world, you can kind of find that home and know that, okay, I can regenerate myself. And that's what we do. We do it in the barbershop style, but we're here to advocate this whole lifelong singing.
Marty, you are genuinely one of the happiest people that I have been around in a long time.
You're awfully kind.
No, it's true. It's true. And my question for you, my very first question is, which came first? Did you get the position running Barbershop Harmony Society because you radiate joy, or do you radiate joy because you have the position of running Barbershop Harmony Society?
I was born with radiating, I think, of just the positive, you know, things. I wake up every morning and I think, this is going to be a great day. And how do you use that to spread that joy and be infectious for other people to know that, you know, when you go through life, trials, ups and downs from when you're a teenager to when you're 80 years old, you know, where do you find that joy when you have a choice in today's tough world? And so I just choose to take that path.
They say whether you think you're going to fail or think you're going to succeed, you're right.
Right.
Right. So if you think we wake up thinking what good thing's going to happen today, then chances are something good's going to happen
Exactly
today.
right. Exactly right.
So barbershop as
Yeah.
a genre and as a part of culture.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people probably think it's old-timey, and having been around you guys for a couple of years now, I know that it's not necessarily old-timey, but let's start with the history. Let's start in the ye olden times before we talk about what's going on present day.
Right.
Tell me how, as a genre, how did this come to pass? Geographically, ethnically, who deserves props for barbershop?
Well, the African American community really deserves the biggest props from the 1800s, where the sounds of the African American barbershop that was taking place between the triangle of Nashville, Memphis, and New Orleans, just in this area, really influenced a sound. You know, they would go for social reasons into the barbershop to get their hair cut and just hang out. It was the place they went. And they would sing songs that they knew or made up melodies, and they'd start harmonizing. And it just created this kind of harmony that then, in the late 1800s and early 1900s, you know, morphed blues and jazz that kind of came out of this art form. And of course, it's just fascinating to kind of see the African Americans creating that, and then you look at us today, and we're not nearly that diverse by all means. People have that stereotype of four white guys on a corner, in a sense, with the with the vest and the hat, and you know, you might see that on the Tonight Show with you know, the Ragtime Gals
Yes.
and Jimmy Fallon. You know, that's the kind of connection. But the history goes back to that African American culture of those songs, and it was a positive. A lot of these harmonies and chords that were created just gave you that energy and that kind of positivity, you know, from all that. And then the barbershop ballad came in, and that's transformed the art form. At first, it was done accompanied. So you might have a piano playing or a guitar, and then as that evolved and a cappella started to come in more, they said, well, that was just more kind of not necessary, and that's what it evolved to today, where it's pretty much, you know, just straight a cappella. But now we're seeing an evolution of people bringing back the ukulele or some other kind of, you know, music or accompanied music to go along with the harmony. So it's fascinating to see how it transforms, just like every other kind of musical art form.
It's not stagnant.
No, it's not. In fact, we want to keep breathing life to it. I mean, that's what makes it exciting, keeps it fun.
So if the iconic image is the four white guys on the corner with the straw hats and the vest and so forth, having attended your World Day of Singing in recent years, I can say not everybody looks like that anymore.
No.
And talk to me about different demographics, different countries, different genders who are involved in barbershop now.
Right. You know, naturally, our world is becoming more diverse. But we are starting to see the youth come up and really start to transform this interest of a cappella singing in general. We also see the advancement of technology and YouTube channels and networking that go well beyond the confines of this small triangle, like I explained, of where the genre started, to taking videos and spreading it all over the world. So we've seen a transformation of different cultures being very attractive. And they don't just sing barbershop, but they've adopted to, this isn't just kind of a sidebar art form or style or genre. They really enjoy it.
Wait a minute. Living in New Zealand.
And that's the joy. You know, I like to say it's all about barbershop, that really drives it all. And there is a unique component to the barbershop art form. But at the end of the day, people have a yearning to get together and create harmony together. And that's just what people sometimes just don't know, that they have that yearning. And
Until
we're
you
here
do it.
until you do it. Exactly. And it's all about encouragement.
Hi, my name is Donnie Rose, and I am the Director of Education for the Barbershop Harmony Society. I basically help organize our educational events at our conventions, as well as our online materials, as well as our week-long event that we call Harmony University every summer. Harmony University is a week-long event. It's an immersion camp. Basically, we have 500-600 students show up from the ages of 18 to 92, and we have about 60 faculty members, and people show up and learn everything from singing in a ensemble like a quartet or a chorus, and they get coached for 4 hours a day, or they take classes in leadership, arranging, vocal pedagogy. A lot of directors learn conducting techniques. And what I like about Harmony University is that, you know, 18-year-old kids, old men, you know, old women, everybody just kind of shows up together, and you're living on a college campus for a week. You're hanging out in dorms. You're commingling with people in it. And so when people show up, they sit at a table with their heroes. So in our barbershop world, like every music world, there are people that are highly respected, and they're just kind of hanging out, and you get to sit across the table from them. You get to interact. You can ask questions. You can take classes. I don't know. I really like that part about HU.
You and your staff use the word harmony a lot. It's in your organizational title.
Right.
It's in your purpose and your drive and your reason for being and all of those things. And I think when you say harmony, you don't necessarily mean my voice sounding good with your voice. You mean something bigger societally than that. Tell me what you mean by harmony through barbershop.
Everyone in Harmony is our new vision that we just approved this past summer, and it is much deeper than just creating singing harmony. We believe that the path to creating harmony within yourself and within your family and all those type of things, it can start with singing. We feel that that is a component, but what we're all in our journey in life is to just find that sense of balance of harmony. And how do we do that? What are the ways? How do we encourage people to go out and do those types of things? We use the vehicle of Barbershop Harmony. We believe in that. We have 79 years of bringing in thousands upon thousands of people in both, not just the men's organization, but the women's organization and now mixed organizations. And you see all the harmony that's being created in community choirs all over the world. And that is such an important piece, because when you're singing in harmony, just like the good old Music Man, if anybody's ever seen the Music Man scene where these four guys that are from the school board, they're at each other's throats the entire time, and Harold Hill comes in and says, "Here, sing this one, young man," and he sings this ice cream, and then they create this chord, and this barbershop chord, and the next thing you know, the rest of the movie, all you see these guys doing are singing together. And it becomes the theme to the whole point of that you can have such clash or opinions, and we should. I mean, that's called good, healthy dialogue in our world, but you have to pause though at some point in time and say, let's create some harmony and some fun and put some smile on our face where we forget about all those types of things.
Over the course of a year, I cannot imagine how many different events and classes and workshops and
Right.
so forth, performances that you have. But let's talk about the structure of a year, and then we'll talk about the structure of the organization. But what different things, not necessarily with times attached to
Yeah.
them, but what different events do you all organize over the course of the year?
Well, we're probably most known for our annual competition cycle. So we have quartets and choruses or choirs, all we're a male organization of the Barbershop Harmony Society. So for 79 years, we have been utilizing contests to give the big gold medal to our big champion every year. So a big cycle that's been known for years upon years is that kind of competition piece. So we have quartets and choruses that come up through a regional effort to, and sometimes divisional, so divisional, regional to the international stage. And you qualify and you compete, you get a score. We have 150 certified judges that identify the three areas of what I call our artistic methodology of singing, music, and performance, that they all are specialized. But the key is not just writing a score, but how do you articulate that and coach the results? So to help people educate. Again, this is all about education and lifelong singing. You got to be able to educate. So that's a big program for us, and that's been around for a very long time. But really what stimulated all that was just, creating chapters similar to Rotary, Lions Club, a lot of those entities, creating chapters that had people interested in gathering on a regular basis to pursue the whole art form and the singing of the art form, and now pursue the mission and vision of the organization. So how are they doing that work at a localized area, to ensure that there's singing going on? So those chapters and quartets, we've got 700 chapters in North America and 1,500 quartets that have been licensed and chartered within our infrastructure.
Holy smokes.
And then now that's gone into international, elements around the world, and 10 countries that are our affiliates, and then the 30 additional countries past all that. So that creates a community, community of singers and artists that get together because of that competition.
You filled Bridgestone Arena.
We did.
Easily.
Oh, it was, and that's what we've been doing. We fill arenas because we get so many people coming for our big culmination of that competition point. So that's a big piece of it. We do a ton of festivals and outreach activities in our communities. That's all part of the interaction with our community, and making sure that as a nonprofit we have a responsibility to our community to bringing forth that joy and that experience in singing and lifelong, and so that's another big piece. So we do, on average, that's kind of from that contest about 100 events a year to the festivals, a couple hundred events a year. and that's all managed through our 37 employees and our 22,000, volunteer singers out there in the organization.
I'm Dusty Schleier, and I'm the Director of Meetings and Conventions for the Barbershop Harmony Society. We have 2 large annual meetings, one every summer, which is our World Series of Barbershop Harmony. It's the best barbershop quartets and choruses in the world. They gather together and compete for the prize of being our gold medalist, best barbershop chorus and quartet in the world. And we have thousands of spectators that are there to celebrate barbershop harmony throughout the week and enjoy the convention. We have barbershop enthusiasts from all over the world. We draw close to 15% of our attendees from overseas, from countries as far away as South Africa, New Zealand, Australia. Every January, we hold a midwinter convention, which draws 2,000 to 3,000 attendees, again from all over the world. That week includes categories such as our youth division and our seniors division of quartets and choruses that are there to compete in a festival type atmosphere in a laid back, enjoyable convention. We also have showcases that week that include the best barbershop quartets and choruses in the world in a show format to entertain our audiences. We have a common repertoire of about 13 or so songs that most every barbershopper knows. So you can just meet somebody in a hotel lobby at one of our conventions, and we generally don't ask what your name is or what you do for a living. It's what part do you sing? And they get together and sing, and they sing all night in the hotels. And a lot of our folks that come to our conventions, that's their primary purpose for coming and convening with other harmony singers, is for that enjoyment of the personal singing experience. It's not uncommon for me to get up for a 7 o'clock meeting in the morning and walk from my hotel room down through the lobby and still see people up from the night before, still having a good time and enjoying the hobby.
My name is Chad Bennett, and I'm the show producer and manager of community engagement for the Barbershop Harmony Society. Well, our community engagement efforts are an attempt to get more into the cities that we visit. We have 2 major conventions every year, and for years we show up for a week of activity, lots of crazy stuff going on, but when the convention moves on, there's not really much that goes on in those cities afterwards. So my job is to partner with some local organizations, whether they be children's hospitals or food banks, service-oriented organizations as well, and also those local chapters. All these cities we go to have local guys that are already doing these kinds of things. So we use our conventions to highlight their activities and also bring a higher level of talent and more visibility to those things that they're doing. As the show producer for the Barbershop Harmony Society, I'm responsible for the Saturday Night Spectacular at our international convention and our midwinter shows. And we've kind of shifted gears a little bit, and we're trying to appeal to a broader audience. So we use a lot of barbershop music and barbershop talent on those shows, but we're also inviting other harmony singers, other a cappella performers to increase their visibility, to share the fact that barbershop is not just for the old guys in striped suits and straw hats, but the level of talent is so far beyond what we've done in the past that there is a mass appeal to these events that we also use the Saturday Night Spectacular specifically to help share the things that are going on with our vision and mission and the great things that we're doing around the society.
My name is Scott Harris. I'm the arranger and repertoire manager here at the Barbershop Harmony Society. So I oversee all of our arrangers that create all the arrangements that we produce, sheet music publishing, learning tracks media, and songbooks that we create here in-house. So I oversee a roster of about 120, 150 active volunteer arrangers all over the country and world really, but primarily in the States to preserve this art form. We create the sheet music to sell through our website. We have a partnership with Hal Leonard, which is the world's largest music publisher. And so our customers buy the music so that they can sing in their chorus or their quartet. A lot of people participate in contests, which we have every year in the summertime, but our publishing music is really for your average barbershopper. So every year barbershoppers do Singing Valentines or a spring concert or a Christmas concert or a fall concert, and so they need material to sing from the stage, and we provide that content for them to help create their barbershop library, I guess is a good term for that. Being located in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, it's a pretty unique position for the society. Historically, we've been in Kenosha, Wisconsin for a long time, in Detroit, and a number of other places, but Nashville, finding Nashville as our home, is an enormous advantage to partner with folks like the Nashville Songwriters Association, Music Row Publishers. The epicenter of the music business is pretty incredible, and the things that we get to do music publishing wise and copyright wise and permissions and ASCAP and BMI, we run a lot of live events, so they're enormously helpful with that.
My name is Khaki Gray, and I'm the Director of Membership for the Barbershop Harmony Society. People join the Barbershop Harmony Society for a variety of reasons. We have members from age just born. In fact, we just sold a lifetime membership to a 3-week-old baby, all the way up until, I think our oldest member is 101 years old. They join because they want to sing with their local groups. They join because they want to support the mission of Everyone in Harmony, just spreading the joy of music and singing in 4-part a cappella harmony. They join to get a social connection with people in their area. The customer service department serves chapters across the U.S. and Canada, and we like to have this helpful map that lets us know where our chapters reside. And it's also really helpful when people come and take tours, because they like to find their chapter on the map and see what other chapters in the area. So we have one right here that details all of the chapters in the U.S., and then we have one right here that details all of the Canadian chapters as well. And the red pins are for our actual charter chapters, and the green pins are for those that are in process. They have license, but they haven't done all of the work to become an official charter. And then the white pins are people who have just requested information about becoming a chapter and are maybe in that process to take the baby steps. So you can becoming a member is a lot different than becoming a barbershopper. A barbershopper is just loving music, loving the way that harmonies interact and coming together that way. In order to join, you can join at your local level if you want to sing with a local group, or you can join at the society level. If you go to, I think it's www.barbershop.org/join, you'll find all about the services that we offer for members and for associates, and you can find more information and become a barbershopper there.
My name is Jim Johnson, and I'm the Director of Communications for Harmony Foundation International. Harmony Foundation International is the official fundraising entity for Barbershop Harmony Society. Anyone that participates in singing can have a life-changing experience. Our donors funding goes towards scholarships for middle school through college-age youth, and also singing educators and singing directors to attend excellent Barbershop Harmony Society programs like Harmony University.
As you know, stations like NECAT, we can't solicit funds on
Right.
behalf of your organization, and every nonprofit needs funds. But beyond funding, what could a viewer watching you and me right now who thinks, oh my gosh, I didn't realize this was here in my town, here in my state, here in my community, how can I get involved? How can I help them do this more?
Well, there's lots of different ways, either directly or indirectly. Directly, you can become a member and associate with our organization, be a part of the national entity, headquarters
as a performer or as a
just
fan?
Just as a fan.
Okay.
You buy into what I've been talking about, and you want to support that effort, and so you can become a member of that and get all of our communication, and so that's one way. But really, there's a lot of indirect ways, that I firmly believe in, that if you buy into this concept of creating harmony or everyone in harmony is, go and support your arts in your school. Go and support your choir director, your band director. There's lots of different ways that you can take ownership, and it doesn't have to just be through the Barbershop Harmony Society. We're just going to go out there and cheer you on. We want to support more of that, the arts community, because we know that a world with arts is much better than a world without.
You're in the hub of Music City, and you're going to
We
rub
really
elbows with all of those, and that's exactly what I think harmony that you talk about is about. I have one last segment for you, Marty.
All right.
And it's my favorite part. It's my favorite part. It's called the speed round.
Okay.
And it's just like the game we used to play when we were kids, where I ask you a question, and literally the first thought that comes into your mind, let it fly out of your mouth, and we'll go on to the next one.
All right.
Fair enough?
Let's go.
Okay. Speed round. with Marty Munson. Name the 4 parts of barbershop harmony.
Tenor, lead, baritone, bass.
How old do you have to be to start singing barbershop?
As soon as you can sing.
How old is too old to start singing barbershop?
Never too old.
What does a sleeve garter really do?
I have no idea.
I actually looked up the answer. I do know.
Do
what a
you
sleeve
really?
garter is.
Let me
Yes.
know. What is it?
It was 2 things. In a business setting, it was to hold your sleeve up so that you didn't drag your cuff through the recently written ink on your
Makes
page.
sense.
And in a musician sense, it was to hold the piano player's sleeve up so it didn't get hung on the keys.
Makes complete sense.
Explanation online for why barbershop singers often
Right.
wear the hat and the
Yeah.
sleeve garter. The sleeve garter is that it harkens back to an
era?
olden time, to an era. How many hours in a day do you typically sing?
30 minutes.
Have you already sung today?
I sang a little bit in the car on the way to work. Yep.
What word do you say more than any other word at work?
Passion.
Okay. What word do you say more than any other word at a barbershop rehearsal?
Enjoy.
And last of all, what's your website?
Barbershop.org.
Easy. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you.
That's great.
Awesome. Awesome.
Our Nashville